which you can count on with Nickelle Smith.
Information this morning, a 17-year-old in DCS custody is hospitalized. We're following breaking news at this hour. A shooting reported at Antioch High School earlier this morning.
It's not very far from I-165, and I'll just step out of the shot to give you guys kind of a scope of exactly what's going on. 6 months after that deadly flooding, the evidence is still here. And now we want to get you a look at the conditions across Middle Tennessee. The student population here at Rockville High School is right in line with its mascot in that it has been taking off. And we're talking about some of the manufacturers that are based here in Tennessee. You got some cool stuff to show us this morning, right? Loretta Lynn was popular with fans and a trailblazer inside the industry.
15-year-old Sebastian Rogers had been reported missing from his home since Monday morning.
Event planner Jamie Carr and Mr. Grinch himself. I told him to stay like all the way over there.
As you can still see the stalls from when Tennessee walking horses used to be sold here.
You see it, there it is. There it is, right live on your screen right now. These cards are sliding. Tell me about the honey tasting experience, Erica. That sounds fun.
This is a News 2 breaking news alert.
And we begin with a breaking news alert this morning in the search for missing college student Riley Strain. Metro Police confirm his body was found in the Cumberland River this morning. Today marked 2 weeks since Strain disappeared while on a fraternity trip in Nashville. His body was found about 8 miles away from downtown Nashville, where surveillance video showed the last sign of him. We have live team coverage of the case this morning. News 2's Stephanie Langston and Peyton Kennedy are following the developments for us. Let's begin with Peyton in West Nashville, though, to explain this morning's heartbreaking update in the case, Peyton. Thank you so much. Metro Police say there are no signs of foul play in the case. News 2's Stephanie Langston joins us live from West Nashville. And Steph, it appears a college student just fell in the water. We'll continue to monitor the situation throughout the day here on News 2. We also have a special tab on our website for all of our previous coverage. You can click on Riley Strain Search under the News tab at WKRN.com. Switching gears now, we're taking a live look outside at our Clarksville camera. Looking pretty cloudy out there. Let's go to meteorologist Marcus Bagwell with a quick check of our forecast. Thank you, Marcus. Tracking crime in East Nashville now. Metro Police arrest a suspect accused of shooting someone in the neck. So it happened at the Oakwood Flats in January. According to an arrest affidavit, officers found the victim with multiple gunshot wounds to his torso and neck areas. Investigation revealed Montez Johnson shot the victim and robbed him. He was later arrested last night and charged with attempted criminal homicide and aggravated robbery. A former Franklin soccer coach has been indicted on federal child sex crime charges. We've been following the investigation into 63-year-old Camila Campos since his arrest last year. He is accused of raping multiple young boys on camera. Campos was indicted on 5 new child sex crime charges, in addition to charges for fraudulent immigration papers. If convicted, Campos faces a minimum sentence of 15 years in federal prison. The St. Jude Dream Home giveaway is underway right now. You see the QR code on your screen throughout the newscast. This year's Dream Home is worth $750,000, and it truly is a dream with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms located in the June Lake community in Spring Hill. Your ticket helps fund the good work being done at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. This year, we have a little more than 22,000 tickets available. We will draw the lucky winners of the Dream Home and other great prizes on Sunday, June 23rd. Right here on News 2. A University of Tennessee student athlete received a special ceremony this week. How the Vols are honoring him before he's deployed next.
This is the Creekwood neighborhood. It's not very far from I-165, and I'll just step out of the shot to give you guys kind of a scope of exactly what's going on here. But the destruction is just, it's difficult to explain. It's difficult to comprehend. Driving in here, driving up close to this subdivision, really, I didn't see a lot of damage coming up from the Nashville area up 65. But then once you hit this neighborhood, it's a different situation altogether. You look at the house in front of us here, and a whole side of it and a part of the top floor right there is just completely gone, all exposed. Moving over to the right, you see what looks to be a refrigerator maybe in the backyard. Some big items that were supposed to be inside the house in the backyard. Some of the air duct insulation is everywhere, pieces of wood and debris. are just everywhere, and a lot of cars have been tossed around over here as well. We were talking with one of the nearby residents who told us that the Toyota 4Runner that you kind of see in the distance here is usually parked across the street in front of the garage, and you can see it's now completely over on the other side of the street. The tornado is what residents are telling us picked it up and just tossed it over there. We talked with Jessica, who lives close to where I'm standing right now, and she says earlier this morning she got those warnings, a tornado warning on her phone. A lot of times, you know, you kind of ignore it and you don't take it that seriously, but she came outside to see what was going on and what prompted this, and she said she saw that funnel cloud kind of across from where we were standing. She started to see it because the transformers were blowing, and the transformers blowing lit up the funnel cloud essentially, and she could see it, and that's when they ran inside and took cover. But take a listen to what she had to say.
Get inside, because it was
And of course, people are always saying, you know, it just happened so quickly, it happened so fast, and afterwards, when you walk outside and see that your house is still standing and your neighbor's house is not, several of your neighbors' homes are not standing, you're just grateful for your own life at that point. But again, this is the Creekwood neighborhood here in Bowling Green. Elizabeth.
And Nickelle, you can just see the devastation behind you and the impact and the emotional impact it's having on these people who have lost everything 2 weeks before Christmas. Can you get a sense of whether most people in this neighborhood are accounted for? Are they looking for people at this point?
What I can tell you is that after talking with one of the residents here, she says immediately after the tornado hit, residents jumped into action instantly. They were out here, and she said she heard people calling for help, crying out for help in the building here. She says a man was on the second floor with a baby, and some residents nearby were able to go over there and help him out, and that's what it's been like over here. Residents helping each other, possibly some volunteer firefighters who were in the area helping each other. She says first responders were here quickly as well. They jumped into action. So far we're not hearing of any significant injuries or fatalities in this community in particular, but of course it's very early. The sun is just coming up. We're just getting enough light to see what's going on here, so we're going to have to talk with the authorities to get an exact number of any injuries or fatalities. But of course the community certainly really came together out here in the dark hours of this morning to help each other out after that tornado rolled through. Elizabeth.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Jack. R-U-N. Run.
While that doesn't sound like Jackson Hurt, it is his voice nonetheless.
I go to school at Station Camp High School.
Jack is nonverbal, but his own words
Hug.
are now at his fingertips.
He's amazing on this device.
Kristen Lazenby is a speech-language pathologist working to provide functional communication
What is it?
to anyone who needs it in the Sumner County School District.
As students get older, a lot of times we do help them access their insurance so they can get their own personal device.
In Jack's case, the insurance company offered to pay about 30% of the cost for a device that runs about $4,000 to $5,000.
And honestly, it just broke my heart because, you know, a lot of times insurance will pay, but every once in a while it won't. And it hurt my heart to know that he wasn't going to be able to get this important piece that he needs to be able to take with him when he leaves.
She applied for a grant through the Orange Effect Foundation.
I wanted to do anything I could to try to make it possible for him to get that.
Jackson was among a handful of children picked out of the whole country to get a device funded, so it's his now and after high school.
C. A. P.
What's the word?
Cap.
It's called the Nova Chat 8 Word Power 60 by a Saltillo, and it's what's best for Jack's specific needs.
It just has a lot of good word finding and prediction, and the size is good for him as well.
He's not a student that you have to remind to take it places.
Ashley Wood is Jack's teacher.
He is very intelligent, and this device that he's gotten, we're just able to get even more out of him than we were before.
She says not only does it help him with reading, but it's giving him a voice he never had before.
If he comes in and I can tell like he's a little off, I can say, Jackson, what's going on? How do you feel today? And he'll tell me, you know, I feel sad or I feel happy or, you know, Maybe he's got a headache. He'll say his head hurts.
Communication he can also use at a doctor's office or when he's on a job site.
He knows like that's his way to tell people things, and that's special. I think he's made that connection with, okay, I have a voice now, and that's important because all of our kids have voices. It's just we all communicate differently.
A different means of communication, opening a world of opportunity.
My pets are Riley, Fozzie, Duke, and Reese's.
Very good.
In Sumner County, Nickelle Smith, News 2.